279. Thank you.
Good news, everyone. You're obviously confused and aroused.
Then where are we now? Do you have idiots on your planet?
It's me, Zoidberg, remember from high school?
Hello, you're listening to the Slurmcast, a podcast for no reason. Today, we're going to hear from some of you. We're going to play the calls that we get. Some of you, longtime listeners, might know that we have a number
216-438-1077.
that people can call.
Or text.
Whatever. Or text.
And we're not even reading the text. We can
Or
save that
some
for a
dick
whole
pics.
other episode.
And actually, the texts are pretty funny, too, because
A lot of them are really good. And the thing, just always remember this isn't filler. This is bonus content.
we don't have a guest today. It's just the three of us going through these calls because... not because we're trying to buffer episodes.
That's exactly
because
what
we
we're
love
doing.
you guys, and we just wanted to have a fan appreciation.
Well, that's
Another clip show.
that's certainly part of it. But we also need to give Tom some time to edit the episodes, and we're running out of time for him to do that.
Yeah, because
so
you fans are so demanding.
doing this once a week is pretty over the top. What are we going to start out with these calls?
Probably our number one caller that calls all the time.
John Lovitz.
I don't think it's John
I
Lovitz.
wish it was.
John
We need to-
Kelman, former guest.
Twice, two-time guest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a call where he was talking about eating something.
We brought up something about
the
McDonald's.
family box.
Yeah, it was
family
the
box.
Cassandra episode.
Was it?
Cassandra
Yeah.
Fear.
Oh,
Because I remember telling you guys about how I got it, and I sparsed it out and didn't eat all at once.
Well, this
and
is-
you guys were like,
yeah.
"Well, I would eat it all at once," and I'm like, "Well,
Yeah.
be
So
my guest, try it out."
here's John's take on that.
Hey, so you guys are talking about Horsey getting the McDonald's box meal dinner thing. So remember when they used to have the 50 chicken nuggets for $10 thing? I decided I was gonna get that, because I had $10. But then I didn't want to eat all 50 of them because I didn't want to be a fat ass. So I only ate 49 of them. And I thought I was going to die. But I didn't die. Oh, this is John K, by the way. Also, that's all. Okay, I didn't die. Bye.
Never allowed back on the show again. That's,
John?
I don't like his harassment.
I kind of like it. Number one, he was getting his phone was blowing up while he was calling
You
us.
noticed
and
that
he was
little vibrating?
You made a look and you looked at your phone, and I thought when I gestured to you, I was trying to say, "Oh no, that's on the recording." Cause
Yeah, I mean,
I noticed it the first time and thought it was one of our phones too.
so he was. I want to say he was giving us his full attention, but he was clearly driving and talking on the phone to us, but hopefully ignoring the text because texting kills.
To me, I like to picture him sitting at a cafe in Paris, and that was the street sound.
I picture him waiting at the window to get the McDonald's,
He's just taking care of business.
and then he pulls up into a parking spot and just eats a bunch of them, and then he's just like, I can only eat 49 of them.
I would have liked to have heard the sir, you have to have a car to come up here. Just come inside. No, I'm doing this. I like to drive through. Have you guys ever got the 50 chop McNuggets?
No.
You haven't? Yeah, you have.
No.
McNuggets,
got- I mean,
McNuggets are my least favorite
you and I
thing
might
by
have-
McDonald's.
Oh my God.
What?
What?
Oh, they're
I would opt for a McChicken before.
Those are good too,
McNugget.
but McNuggets are.
I don't know. I like the mayonnaise and the shredded lettuce.
Yeah.
I don't.
too.
The McNuggets have a taste about them.
Yeah, it's delicious. Pink
I-
slime deliciousness.
I like that he reassured us twice that he's not dying.
Who?
John. He was
hope
just like,
John-
I'm not dead yet.
No, we don't have a guest. Who are you talking about?
I hope that's not
In the-
him protesting too much. In the call, John's
In the
like,
c-
"I'm not dead.
Yeah.
No, I'm really not dead."
Yeah, because he was like, oh, by the way, this is John K.
Oh, I thought he
I'm
was
not
here.
dead.
I was wondering why I couldn't see him.
Oh yeah, we did change up the layout a little bit. These are all pre-recorded.
Wait, which one of you is John?
Oh dear. On that note, as Tom was saying, John has called us enough to border on harassment. So we have a couple of other comments from John about the Where Car episode. You want to listen to those?
Yeah, he finally decided to talk about the show a little bit.
Okay.
Hey, you guys. John K. again. So, I just forgot what I called. No, someone give me liquor part of the Where Car Werewolf episode that I'm listening to right now. I seriously was so excited to pause and look back and make sure I knew who Bender actually took the liquor from. And I'm pretty sure it was Amy, which baffled me because I didn't know why specifically I didn't know if she had better liquor than everyone else or if he had something going on for her, some weird Bender thing. I don't know. Point is, I'm drunk. And, yeah. Also, Werewolves in London, I don't know if you guys talk about that in this episode at all, but that happens also. That's the reference that they make. Cool. Okay, bye. Hey, phone. How do you turn off? Exit phone. Phone stop. Stop phoning. Text to speech. Phone no more. Phone no. No phone.
Hello, welcome back to the Slurmcast. We're taking live calls right now. That's what's happening, right? John just called again. He couldn't. I kept trying to talk to him. He couldn't hear me.
I don't know if. I mean, clearly, John doesn't even know if his phone is operational or not. So he could have thought that he was just talking into the street.
That's how you shut your phone off. Hey, phone off.
Phone exit.
Is
exit
there a voice
phone.
command for a
Phone
smartphone
stop.
to shut off, like hang up or something? I
know
feel like there is.
For an iPhone, if you're plugged in, you can just say, "Hey
Siri, do this or that." Yeah, I can do that.
That seems like a whole lot of work.
Sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah, sometimes I'm yelling because I did do the voice recognition thing where you say it 3 times. So I did 3 different ones where I'm like, "Hey Siri," and one was like, "Hey Siri," and another one was like,
"Hey Siri, you get a car."
And you get
"Hey Siri, hang up the phone."
Would you guys would you believe that John called us again about that same episode even?
I won't believe it until
it was the next red light that he stopped at.
I hope he was not driving when he was calling.
He was definitely driving.
I think he was walking, and that's what I'm gonna.
He was entertaining the lady.
Wait, I don't get it. So he's calling again now. Caller on the line.
Yeah.
Hey. Hi, it's John K. So, I'm listening to the episode where Bender has an uncle and Pete's freaking out because Bender has an uncle. And my way of getting past that and enjoying the episode was to think, ha, Bender has an uncle. That's funny. It's a joke. And then I was like, oh, here's more comedy. And then, I just kind of watched the episode. So it didn't really bother me. I didn't really think about it after the fact that it was a joke and it set up the whole episode, so it was funny. Anyway, love you guys. Bye.
I just don't really.
Hold on, I believe that call was directed at Tom. If I was listening to it,
No,
sure,
look, he was criticizing me again for being upset about Bender having an uncle. And the thing is, I get hung up on all of the inconsistencies in the show. I don't know why he was surprised.
That was one of the ones where I was like, yeah, you got a good point.
I mean, I just watched one recently where Bender was built.
Was live action.
Well, with it was a crane arm, that put him together. And previously he showed pictures of his mother. So why is his mother a crane and yet she has a brother who's a sentient robot? And I was thinking about this again.
Maybe it was his dad's brother.
Well, no, this is what I was thinking about was his uncle had a son who inherited the stuff, but that would be Bender's cousin, and he never refers to him as his cousin.
I gotta say this. I feel like I have never expressed this exact thought about this whole topic. I feel like every time Tom or a guest says, and I'm sure I've said it too, if I have, I feel like I haven't, has said, hey, it's a cartoon.
Tom
That's
says
not what
it's
I
a
say.
fucking cartoon.
It's like fucking
in one way or
cartoon.
another. But that's generally. I feel like that answer is dumb as the question. I would rather talk to you about this and that. Well, no, because I think. However, I will say this. I've definitely said well, it's for the joke. It was the point. It was the joke or whatever. So that's a dumb answer too. But I don't know.
I just like how John tells us how much he loves us every time he calls us. He always ends it and says he loves us.
He radiates warmth and positivity.
I know, and we've blocked him on Facebook and Twitter, and he just keeps.
He calls us nonstop, for Christ's sake. I
think
God
he
no one
called
can
from a
answer
burner
this
phone because
phone.
I've blocked his number a bunch of times.
I don't know. Here, you know what? We actually got a call from a fan we don't know. We've referenced this on the show before, but
and I never knew what you're talking about.
yeah, you never got it because you don't pay attention to the inbox, like Tom doesn't pay attention to the Twitter account. But this was really hard.
And you don't pay attention to Instagram. Okay, got it.
Perfect. Here we go.
Hello. This is Cody from Oxford, Mississippi, and I may be calling from the past to the future rights because I am just now endeavoring into the Slurmcast podcast, and I'm on episode 201, and I will not listen to any of the new episodes until I catch up or discover if this thing has imploded on itself. So this is a voice from the past, and I will listen to see if the Slurmcast still holds strong. And if it's so, then I will discover so. Good night.
See, the beautiful thing about this is no matter when we play this, he is always calling from the past into the future. It's pretty ingenious of him to phrase it like that. Because even if Cody's listening to this now, he's still hearing it in the future from when he made that call, but it's in the past for us when the episode comes out. I know.
Yeah. And our present and the calls from the past.
And I think he called from a landline.
That's possible.
I don't know.
I don't even know if
Sounded
they
like
have
it.
cellular technology in Mississippi. They might. They probably do. Call us back and let us know, Cody. Was that a landline or was that a cellular phone? Or maybe voice over IP? I don't know.
Or did you just throw a can with a string across the Ohio River?
That's possible, but you need a long-ass string.
He mentioned that he was going to continue watching the show as we're doing the episodes.
I wonder if he's caught up yet or not.
I don't know, but the other night I met somebody up at the bar I work at, which is the Funhouse in Cleveland, 1539 West 117th Street. But anyways, they were talking about they mentioned Slurmcast to some of their friends that really hadn't watched Futurama and had caught an episode or whatever, and then listened to our podcast and are now following along.
You didn't tell me about that. What the fuck?
I didn't tell you about that.
Yeah, I saw you
I was
last
waiting.
night. You didn't mention
I
it.
was waiting till tonight
For
to
the show.
say that.
That's savvy.
Yeah.
Can we leverage that into some kind of multi-level marketing scheme?
We probably could.
Where,
we just need to you just need to make it into a pyramid, right?
Yeah, that person needs to pay us for making the show, and then they can collect money from their friends for learning about it.
So are those people better friends now? Did we help some friendships out too?
Yeah, they're listening to the podcast episode and then watching the episode.
Did it cause any babies to happen?
Not yet.
You know what? I know there's a lot of people out there, firemen, teachers, people doing good work, but I mean, after hearing that, I think it's probably the most important thing anyone's ever done.
We should start applying for grants.
How do you do that?
You write some stuff down.
Too hard. Never mind.
Yeah,
Forget it.
It involves a little bit of work, and then they're basically gutting the mechanism for doing that now in Washington.
Yes.
So
we'll
we
see
have
how
that going
goes.
for us, which is nice.
You put it on Craigslist. 3 handsome males seeks grants. Plural.
And then the drummer from Husker Du calls. I'll have to tell you about that sometime. I actually did get an unsolicited phone call from him once.
But I mean, Cody has been he's messaged us before, right? Also, or is that the only thing we've ever talked to him about? Or
I think so.
I don't know, because his Twitter handle, if he's like contacted us before on like Twitter or whatever, some of the social media thing like could be whatever. So who knows? You know?
And he's probably like, "Fuck these guys." I was trying to keep it on the DL, and now they're.
There's a couple people across the platforms where like it took me a while to, it's like, oh,
you're that
like
person.
This person keeps sending us stuff on this, and this person sent us stuff, and then I'm like, yeah, exactly, like that's the same person. Sometimes, and some of them I don't know, whatever, because
it's hard managing all those contacts, but we love it.
I can't leave my house without people just mobbing me.
For the moms.
Yeah, the moms. The
the moms.
The
I get mommed.
The milfia. What did I call it? The mafia.
I did pre-screen these calls a little bit, but not too much. Do you want to listen to another one?
Yeah, let's listen to this one, I guess.
Okay.
Hi, this is David with SearchEngineStartup.com, and we just received the information for your new website, and it does look like your website is now ready to be listed in the local and national search results.
And that website is slurmcast.com. You can link to all of our social media platforms and send us emails, download all of our episodes, stream our episodes. That guy was just trying to shake us down for money to do something we could probably do ourselves.
Thought he was a fan. I thought he sounded like a really big fan of the podcast.
He was very excited.
I mean, I got to say, I was like half listening, but I remember him saying something about how great I was. I remember him saying that he's a big fan of Futurama. And
I don't think
saying
you were
that,
listening to the same call, dude.
It's the best podcast he's ever heard. That's the guy, right?
I don't even think he knows what a podcast is. I think he goes through like the web hosting listings, and Tom didn't make ours private, so you could probably figure out where Tom lives.
Do you think that guy was on his phone at a stoplight too? At
Yeah,
McDonald's?
you do search enough, you can find out where I live.
that was
drive around and look for the milf.
That was the same guy that was talking about McNuggets, right? That John K guy?
I think so.
Same guy? Yeah. Well, I wish he'd stop calling about websites.
I know. He's pretty...
That guy did offer me... Pornhub.slurmcast.com.
He was just a little pushy. Would you believe that we have yet another phone call from John K?
Who is that? Who's is that?
I think this one was also about the show. Let's see what
is he a politician? Is this like an important call?
Hey, John K again. Hey, did I already ask you guys about this? I like this idea of the Sal being an android or some sort of humanoid, clone-y type of thing, explaining why he's been around so much. Because in earlier episodes, he had different colored hair and, totally different voice. Anyway, I really like that idea. You guys are cool. All right, love you.
That I'm pretty sure John was on the toilet when he was sending that voicemail.
Did you hear a plop sound?
It sounded very echoey, and like he was just struggling a little bit as he was
like a bathroom echo.
Yeah,
not an echoey butthole.
But again, he said that he loved us.
He also said we were cool, which I appreciate. He did.
Are you thinking of the other guy that was trying to get us to buy his website or be on his thing or whatever that was?
Was he trying to buy
cool
his website, or was he trying to buy our website, or was he trying to sell
our website to us? Is that what's happening?
I wouldn't be surprised. That guy seemed kind of shady.
That and the Brooklyn Bridge.
I like how John thinks about this stuff all the time, and how he also tells us who it is every time he calls, when clearly we know that it's him. How could we not? I think he's just humble.
Have you ever looked at the emails that send the transcript of the voicemail?
That's the best part. I mean,
I saw a couple of them. It's hilarious.
When we were talking about doing these, I was like, this episode like this.
I almost
want to just read the transcripts.
Actually, because well, here's the thing that if we, should we take a screenshot of a couple of them, maybe post them from the?
You know what?
Because they're.
No,
I don't know if you can't
no,
hear it. Maybe it won't be as funny.
because it's if you're that interested, run it through Google and see what it comes up with.
So you could do that with anything.
Yeah, you
can translate voice to
transcribe
text
it.
and stuff
It
like
just-
that. That's all it is. But
Yeah, it's just
if you don't speak clear enough,
like when you talk to Siri and you go, "Hey, blah blah blah," and you're like, "Hey, how do I get to Detroit Road from here?" And it's like, "I'll look up pancakes on the web or whatever."
I wish every
how
phone
you end
call
up
that
at
John
IHOP
gave us,
every
though,
time.
now that we mention it, I wish every call from him ended with the exit phone, turn off phone, exit. Like maybe could you add that in post, Tom? Just to every one of his calls, just drop that on.
I'm just gonna somehow hack his phone so it does that.
So it does that regardless. So every time he calls a voicemail, it's like
I'm
it's
going to
like they're
remember
ready
to tell
go.
him I love him more often because he's telling us all the time. I feel like there's definitely been times where
Do you think
we've
he's
messaged
saying
each
it
other
too
and
much because
he's-
he doesn't mean it?
No, not John.
Okay. Sometimes I get a little insecure about that.
One time I'd want to call him live in a podcast when he doesn't realize it and see what happens.
And if he's at work at the grog and he picks up the phone, just
Oh my gosh. We should do that right now, or are we not like? Would you rather be hooked up, like have a thing
Well,
ready?
we can't
to,
do it
like,
right
plug the phone?
yeah, we're not geared up for that right now.
That's what I meant, like geared up. Unless I mean, if we just did the like, that wouldn't sound like shit, right? If I just like we held our phones up to the.
It wouldn't be ideal.
I don't think it would come off as well. Like
Instead
I don't
of
think
Who
you-
knows
right,
what
right.
condition
well, we
he's in right
gotta
now.
do that, and we have to do it before this comes out, so he doesn't know it's coming. So in the next few weeks, we're calling him either.
He'll
one of the-
forget. Don't worry about it.
Well,
We could mention it in every episode and call him, and it could still be a surprise. I'm not.
I mean, to be fair, right now he could be out behind one of these windows, behind these blinds, just listening because he always just.
He's got one of those satellite dishes with the gun handle and like the microphone in it. So and the old style Walkman headphones just pointed.
I
at
like to
us.
think he just got a stethoscope and he's just
holding up to the glass.
up to the glass.
Well, so the next couple
3,
calls,
12.
they were comments on some of our guests. So I thought it would be nice to kind of group those together, just see what people think.
Is this first one is the worst guess that somebody thinks?
Yes. We'll see what happens.
I want to vote for Tom Waits being the worst guest, because all he did was interject with horrible versions of his songs, and he didn't speak once. I love the stories. He should have at least told a story. Hi, guys.
Okay, that was a call, not from John K. Sorry, everybody. I know he's become a recurring character on kind of like Tom Waits being a,
Was Tom Waits is getting a little dangerous.
yeah.
You want to hear a story? I bet that guy used to be in a ska band. That's what I think. That's some straight up bullshit.
Tom Waits just broke a bottle.
Stories? Yeah, I was pissed.
I think
I'm bleeding.
I think everybody needs to know that Pete just broke a bottle, banging those bottles together.
I
would
don't
like
know.
to let the
I don't know what this guy is.
Sweetwater
This is some inferior
beer
product.
IPA whatever
Sweetwater Brewing Company.
brewing company in Atlanta, Georgia. Your bottles suck. They're like sugar bottles in movies.
Somebody get a goddamn broom. What?
Oh my God,
hey,
you're okay,
wait.
right?
What did I miss?
Oh, are we recording?
Yeah, we've been recording. I had to go out and go to the bathroom.
Oh, you missed it. Tom Waits came in and
damn
threw
it.
bottles at people.
Well, that happens, man. I listened to that call before the show. I mean, I'd be pissed too.
I'm gonna be honest. It was my favorite Tom Waits song.
He's got a million
It's
of them.
the
How
best
can you
thing
pick?
since Bone Machine.
Son of a bitch.
And really, not the worst guest that's ever been on our podcast.
No, that's maybe the pot calling the kettle black as far as I'm concerned. We'll see. This other one.
You guys got to stop making fun of John K. But go ahead.
I saw this call come through and was.
You try to pick up the phone, but you realize it wasn't actually calling through a phone.
Look, you got to listen to this. I think this is going to flip your wig, Rick.
Hello, it's Rick's Ghost Dad.
I just wanted to call and let you know, Rick, that I'm not a big fan of the podcast. You know, just, you probably should stop. Also, don't let that George Dunn guy on again. He keeps breaking the fourth wall, and it's like, who does he think he is, Deadpool? All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
Well, you know what? I'm pretty sure that was mostly directed at Pete. I'm glad that I didn't want to tell you this when my dad was alive, but he just didn't like you on the podcast. He was telling me all the time. I don't think he had the guts until he died to finally.
He's not alone.
How do you think your dad and George Dunn knew each other, though?
Whole Foods.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Is that a euphemism?
No, I don't even think.
Or sets.
Whole Foods.
He heard George on the show.
From heaven?
Yeah.
Yes. Hopefully.
I don't know. He got all his church papers in order.
I don't think our podcast is broadcast in heaven.
I don't think anything's broadcast in heaven. They have really tight.
What are we paying for then? It doesn't go.
Oh God, I would hope you'd get free everything in heaven. Cable.
Oh, that sounds like socialism. No, thank you.
I mean, socialism in theory works really well. Heaven works really well in theory.
Does it?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I guess.
Karl Marx.
I mean, look, it's nice of your dad to reach out. He was kind
I
of.
appreciate it. Like honestly, a lot of ghost stuff happened at my house. But this is the first time. Like he won't call me, but he called the podcast. I was a little offended by that. Like I was happy. I was like, oh, good. I'm glad he's listening. I'm glad he has some input. I'm glad he liked Deadpool. 'Cause I did.
It's pretty good.
I mean, he didn't say that, but he referenced.
He was
it,
just used it in an analogy.
Yeah.
He also called. We didn't play that voicemail, but he said to please stop wearing his underwear.
At least wash it first.
Not
gonna happen.
He can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Tough luck, Pops.
And he has to. Where does toothbrush go?
Okay, you guys ready to hear another call?
This is a deep cut.
Let's see what this one has.
Once it gets expired, you will be taken under custody by the local sheriff department as there are 4 serious allegations pressed on your name at this moment. We would request you to get back to us so that we can discuss about this case before taking any legal action against.
Oh crap, guys.
Did you pay that bill?
I don't know. Horsey, you need to flush that, and we just need to get the hell out of here right now.
You can find us at slurmcast.com. Email us at slurmcastpod@gmail.com. You can call or text us at 216-438-1077. Find us on Facebook at slurmcastpod on Twitter.
Or
and
possibly
Instagram.
in prison.
And maybe we'll be at a correctional facility near you. Thanks for listening. Remember, this is bonus material, not filler, and have a great week.
Post our bail.
Press 1 for more information.